Hi, welcome to Chat and Craft with Lorraine. I'm Lorraine Tierney. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Warner, New Hampshire, and I love to make cards and share cards and help other people make cards. Today is Thursday, April 4th. You'd never know it was April. I'm in a turtleneck sweater. I'm in a turtleneck and a wool sweater, and we have about 12 inches of snow outside. And spring is not sprung around here just yet, but it is beautiful. Hopefully, we'll maintain power the whole time and it won't flicker. We do have a generator, but my lights go out down here before the generator kicks back on. So if that happens, just bear with me, please. I do want to show you the cover of this catalog that I have right here. This is the new annual catalog. This catalog will be good from May 1st, 2024 to April 30th, I believe. Let me just check that. Yep, April 30th, 2025. It's full of lots of good stuff. I'll be getting cases of them in the mail delivered to me soon, and I'd love to send one your way. If you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you'd like a catalog, please leave me a message and I will get one to you. If you have shopped with me in the past, don't worry, you're on my list. All right, so today's card is brought to you by my protein powder that I put in my smoothie. So this protein powder had this cool flower on it. And I said, oh, that's the vanilla plant. I have a stamp like that. And I liked it with this green stuff. And it immediately made me think of these basic border dies, especially the one that goes like this. So I thought I would try to make a card inspired by this flower in this section of my protein powder. I said, to my husband, maybe I should have more coffee before I do that. But why not? We're going to give it a try. So, like I said, I thought of these basic border dies. This has 6 different dies, and these dies are going away. They're only available now while supplies last or until April 30th. And I'm going to start with the lightest color of green. I'm going to use 3 greens. I have Parakeet Party, Granny Apple Green, and Garden Meadow. And these pieces of paper are 5.5 inches in this dimension. They're all a little bit different in width. They're around 3 to 4 inches. We're going to make them narrower, and I wasn't quite sure how we were going to do that, or what exact size I would need. So 2 5/8 is half of 5 1/4. So I'm going to put my point at about 2 5/8, and then I use a little bit of the Post-it note tape, and I'm going to put this on my platform. This is my very messy platform for my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I use my number 1 plate and then my number 2 plate. I don't know why mine has warped like that, but it does not affect the performance. And then I'll put the number 3 here. So 1 clear plate, my paper and my die, and then a brand new clear plate that I broke out because my other ones are so messy. So I'm going to run this over here. I'm just off camera on a different table so it won't shake so much. And I'm going to run this through. Even with a new plate, I still seem to get some shedded fibers on there. Okay, so there's my first point. And now I want my Granny Apple Green one to have the same point on it. And I want a fair amount. Whoops, I'm crooked there. I want a fair amount of that Granny Apple Green. Guess I have to put it up here. I want a fair amount of the, I'm sorry, the parakeet party to show. I don't want it to be too skinny a stripe. So I'm going to try to get this point, whoops, let me move that a little bit. Get this point lined up with that point there. And I'm trying to use the edge of my trimmer to keep things square. And I'll put that on, and now I'll run this through my trimmer. I always like to make sure people can hear me, so if you can hear me, I would appreciate it if you would say hello and let me know that the sound is good. All right, so here's my extra bit of parakeet party. And then I'm going to peel this off. And we have two pieces that fit together. I can get rid of that one for now. And I'll do the same thing with my piece of garden green. I would not have thought of putting these three. There goes my power. And here it comes back on. Okay. And the lights came back on. Luckily, I'm not too afraid of the dark. All right, as I was saying, I would never put these three colors of green together, but they were together on the bottle of protein powder, the jar of protein powder, so I went with it. My sister might have put these three colors together. She's a big green fan. Okay. So we're done with that die. I've learned to put them back on the magnetic sheet or else you don't know where they're going to end up. So now these, they almost look like arrows or chevrons, don't they? These will go like this, but I only want them to be about 5 inches in width, because we're going to put them on a piece of patterned paper and a card base. So I have this point lined up with the 5-inch mark. And hi, Debbie. Yeah, a lot of snow. Yikes is right. It's still snowing. And now I'm going to cut that so it's, wait, I want it to be 4 or 4 1/4. Yeah. Whew. Sorry. I want 4. Actually, I want 3 3/4. So I thought I was going to have room for a lot of the darker green, but I guess not. Well, we have to go with that. That's how I cut it. Okay, so we have those. I have an extra piece back here I can take off. And we're going to put those on a card base and on a piece of the Nature's Sweetness Designer Series paper. The other side of this has an image you can color, but I have to tell you that it doesn't color as nicely as, with blends anyway, as the basic white does. It can tend to bleed a little bit. I was just using this glue, but it's because I'm on camera. Glue never seems to want to work when you're on camera. Okay, let's see. I have that one's getting empty. Let's try this one. There we go. Okay. So this is just a subtle piece of the Nature's Sweetness DSP. And then we're going to put these 3 pieces on. Oh, I didn't trim the height. Silly me. I want them to be about 5 inches this way. So I'll just do these. Well, I guess I could do them all at the same time. And I'm going to want to take 1/8 of an inch off of each end so that my point stays close to in the middle. There we go. And do the same thing. I'm going to line them up down here. On the 5. And I will move this up so you can see in just a second. But now I'm just using the bottom edge of my trimmer to hold these in place. And I'll take my little bit off of there. Oh, I can't get that off the trimmer, but it doesn't matter because I don't think we'll need that again. Okay. So now we're going to put these on the front of the card because I want them to look like the triangles here. I'm assuming, or the points, I'm assuming that there are points behind that flower. But you never know, and you know what they say, don't assume. Okay, so let's glue these down. Just going to leave a little border top and bottom and on the right. And then this one. Whoops, that went underneath a little bit. I want to be able to see those stitched lines. Okay. I want that to just meet. Parakeet Party is one of those colors that'll be retiring also. And I think this is the first time I've paired it with other greens. It just makes me think of all those missed opportunities. Okay, so now we need our flower. Now the flower in the Lovely and Sweet is quite a bit smaller than the one on my protein powder bottle. So I thought about trying to use this one, which is from the back of that same paper, but I don't like the way it colors. I don't like my fussy cutting. This has a die that cuts it out, so we're going to use this stamp. And we're going to use a little Memento ink because I'm going to color it with blends. So you always use a water-based ink when you color with blends because blends are alcohol based. So it's always opposite things. Okay, so we will stamp that and give that a chance to dry while I show you this cool circle we're going to use on the card. And this circle is from, I got too much stuff over here. This circle is from the Spotlight on Nature's circle dies. There's 2 sets of these. And as you can see, these dies cut circles with different designs around the edges. And you can layer them and like have 2 borders on the same circle. They're really pretty cool. So this is about a 2 1/4 inch circle that I cut out, and it's got almost like a fleur de lis kind of thing. And we're going to put a sentiment on that from the Inked and Tiled stamp set. This is one of my favorites. I love the sentiments and the leaves. It's a great stamp set. and it is also retiring. It's going to go lead the good life. There you go. But that makes a really nice hello friend. Okay, this should be dry now. So we're going to color. I'm going to color the middle of that flower that reminds me of a daffodil, but that's the vanilla blossom. The top of that and those little buds with lemon lolly, which is a very light yellow. So I'm using my nib, the hard nib part, because these are very small spaces. And I don't trust myself to try to get in there with my brush tip. It's a little bit thicker. Okay, and now for the for the leaves of the flower, the yellow part, I'm going to use my dark Daffodil Delight. And again, I'm using the nib. And I'm trying to stay within the lines and talk at the same time. We're going to add a little pumpkin pie to this in a second. Okay, there's the Daffodil Delight. I'm going to start with my light pumpkin pie. And I'm just going to do, yeah, now that, so that may be a little bit dry. What's my dark pumpkin pie? That's Cajun Craze. All right, we're going with a little darker pumpkin pie. And did you know it takes a little while for blends to blend? Like after you add the color like that, you should wait a little bit before you go over it or add any more. Give the blends a little bit of time to blend. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Lisa. I like to color too. I'm using the SU100. So this is from the Natural Tones pack of blends that you can get. I wanted something like an early espresso color. And we don't have a blend, or at least I don't, in that color. Correct me if I've missed one. So I'm just going to, I'm coloring right over the memento on this one. We don't need to see those little memento lines in there. And then I'm going to use a little of my dark Granny Apple Green. There are these tiny little stems. I'm not even sure you can see them. Tiny little stems that are green. And now I'm going to use, I don't want to get darker, but I want to blend my colors a little. So I'm going to use the dark Lemon Lolly to blend that pumpkin pie in a little bit and soften those lines. I'm going to add a little more Lemon Lolly to these buds. Okay. So that is my attempt at looking like this flower. Not quite the same, but not too bad. So this has a die, luckily, that cuts it out. Oh, that's upside down. So I'm going to put this on, and I'm using my same handy dandy piece of Post-it note tape, and I'll run that through my cut and emboss machine. Shelly, you said you like that ombre chevron, and that's been inspired by this protein powder bottle. All right, so I thought I would put this on here, and then my flower. And from the Notes of Nature, which is the other stamp set that's in this Nature Sweetness Suite, it has oh, here's the die. It has a die that cuts these beautiful flowers. So I've cut 2 of those in Granny Apple Green, and we'll put those on. So first I'm going to glue this down flat. I'm going to pop up the flower. So since I pop up the flower, I'll put this on flat. And I need a dimensional. Do you think I can find a dimensional on this table? I don't know. I can only seem to find some mini ones. So we'll use a couple of mini ones. I just want a dimensional in the center for now because I want to tuck my greens underneath a little bit. And I'm going to put this, oh, I didn't take, one of them is not sticking. In the bottle, they had it more vertical like this, but I'm going to go up a little higher and put that there. Why? Okay, it's on, it's sticking. I'll have to, after I put this on, I'll try to put another dimensional under there, but I'm just putting a little glue on the back, and I'm going to try to slide that under without getting glue everywhere. And then let's see where, and then this one's going to go that way. I wonder if I can move this one, or if it is down already. I feel like I want to move it towards the center a little bit. No, it's not going anywhere. Okay, let's put a little glue on this one. I want that to go underneath. There we go. I'm going to put another dimensional under here. Sometimes I use my scissors to do this. I'll show you. I kind of pinch it and put it under there. There you go. That was tipping over. I didn't like it. I think I can do one more of those. So what do you think? Does this look like my protein powder jar? Did I succeed in making a card based on that? We are going to add some bling if I can find it. Here it is. These are stuck. They're stuck. These are adhesive backed sparkle gems. And I thought this goldish, crumb cake-ish sort of color would look pretty on here. And who doesn't like a little sparkle, huh? right around the flower and the sentiment. So that is the front of the card, and let's see what we should put on the inside. Do we have any suggestions? So I could put the vanilla flower on the inside. I'm going to put the sentiment, just sending a little bit of love your way. I love that. Let me clean this stamp off. Inspiration is everywhere, Lisa, in the silliest places. I once took a picture of a person's dress at church that I was going to use to inspire a card. I never got around to it, but it was a very pretty dress. All right, let's put, I'm sticky. Let's put this on. I don't know if I have that straight on my block. That looks pretty good. There we go. And what do you think? A flower at the bottom. I did not leave room at the top. You know, I think I'm going to put it on. I'm not going to color it, but I am going to put it on, and I'm going to do it in the early espresso. Here's something I've been doing lately as a little trick. If I'm not sure if I'm going to like something, I stamp it on a piece of scrap paper, and then I kind of hold it where I would want it. I think I am going to put that on there. I might let it go almost off, or some of the brown stuff might go off. The twigs, I guess those would be twigs. And just have that. Oh, I got something sticky on there. Let's see. There we go. It's coming from my fingers. Okay, I'm going to close the ink. And my favorite trick is a little bit of hand sanitizer. Oh, I'm going to need another little one over here. On your hands will get that sticky glue off. I don't want to be fighting with the cards. Okay. Whew. That's a strong alcohol smell. So I'm going to put this right in here. And then I'm going to call it a card. So thank you for joining me today to see me make a card. I wasn't sure that that chevron kind of thing was going to come out, but it came out almost the way I thought it would. I thought I'd have more of the darker green, but I should have made these a little bit smaller, but that's okay. I can save that and color it. But I like the way the flower came out, and I like the inside of it. So thanks for watching. Remember, I do have catalogs. If you need a catalog and do not have a demonstrator that you work with, please let me know. I'd be happy to send you one. And go make a card this snowy day. At least it's snowy here, so I give you permission to craft and not have to get any other things done, work or chores or anything else. It's a crafty day because it's snowing. All right, have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll be back live again on Monday night. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.